05, and this is the bug out camper. As part of this, we've got it marked off, and this is how this corner looks over here. Nice little bend. I do that by hand with just a board and a dead blow hammer, and fits in nice and tightly. And over here on this end, we're currently going to do the cut and do the same thing with the hammer, and I'll get that one there cut and we'll show you here how that one works. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to cut this section right here, and we're going to relieve it with the snips like so. And I will take this, you know it's very thick metal. I'm going to take this board here and we'll pull that out where it's at right now. And then I will take just a large crescent wrench and start my bend like so, based it on the cut and on where I've just held it at. And then we're going to put it here and hold it tightly. And then you see that's kind of an open bend still, but I'm going to match these two ends right here. Hit it with a dead blow, and then I'm going to work it back by just kind of walking it back out. And we're going to drop it right into place, just like so. Now we have the entire thing put in. There's the end over there, and here's this end over here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right here in a pie relief from straight forward here, and then pie relief there to where it'll fold underneath, and put that piece of metal in. All right, now you can see the marks there. I'm going to cut it there where we match the corner of the wood here, and the same thing here. And then that's going to allow me to bend this around, and I'm going to just use the motion here of my hand and get it started. Now you can use, there's a set of these metalworking tools that you can use just for this purpose, but I wanted a softer bend, you see, like that, going around there, so it had less chance of being damaged. Now, in this one's shape, we're going to just take some of these nails, we're going to pop it in tight, and put some nails to hold it in place. Now there is very heavy wood under here for this to all go into. We won't secure this corner yet, and we won't secure the other corner, but we're going to use that effort to push it up in there, tighten it, and put two set nails into place. Just in the regular metal here. Now, this leftover section right here will be folded over. When I get metal down to it, we'll split it and just hammer it in, and the other metal will close it just like that in down there. So this is how we close it all in. Now, as far as what we use to close those corners in, we're just going to use a little thin piece of sheet metal. So it's pretty much same gauge of sheet metal. I think this might be 29, but we'll just cut a straight line right across, and then we will cut a strip to serve both masters over there. And it don't have to be perfect because you're going to be using a caulk sealant on all of this. And then you're going to just put it in just like that. You'll put two nails in it right here, and don't worry, the nails, they're not going to back out because you're going to have framing go down on top of this also, with flashing going over the surface of that. And this is how you keep your wheels from putting moisture and damage up into your wood. And even though this is all treated wood that we're using on this project, the end result is that if you don't protect the ends, they will wick water, they will get it trapped underneath, and they will cause problems. If it can't drip, it will cause damage. So the way that all of this has been done here and that, just using sheet metal, and then we're going to use a sealant, a gray galvanized style adhesive sealant on top of this. It will not allow moisture back up into your framing. Now, putting in all the pieces around here is just a matter of installing these short pieces to block it off, and then you can get this metal here that is generally used for the corners inside of metal stud buildings. You can get it all day long for about $2 a 10-foot piece, about $1.85 an 8-foot piece, which is what I got. It's cheap, and it'll last outdoors for 25 years. So that's what's going to be going down the length, all the way down. After that wood is put in and sealing it off all the way around. Here is the water sealing and water resisting effect that we're doing to the RV now for the bug out camper. And see, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now, all we have to do now is just take a piece of this metal here and form it in like we did the other side over there to seal that end and put it underneath 1 inch, and then run our adhesive sealants around all of this as we frame it out. We've got all this trim on, and it is wrapped around the whole thing with 1 1/4 by 3 7/8 galvanized, and we put a little light coat of primer on it. Emma is up here with Daniel dealing with the examination of the whole thing. Back here in the back, we still have it open. We have not secured these boards yet or finished painting them, priming them. And back here, there's for steps that will go in. There's one here and one over there. And we're going to put one on this side about 7 inches back from the back of the camper. And over here on this side, it'll be all the way flush right up against the back of the camper. And using some probably lattice and screen, we will enclose this whole rear section as a porch. And right across the back right there, we will have a nice big bench seat going all the way across the back with a flip up storage and everything. Lots of room at almost a full 5 foot by 7 foot 10 inches. And as it sits right now, we are just about to get ready. This next step will show the camper sitting on here. All right, now guys, we've got one my big Jayco out there in the background. Did that come out pretty? And we've got the trailer outside of the shop, and we have the camper removed from the Emma trailer, and currently we have it up on this nice little Harbor Freight jack sitting on a little frame I made out of Harbor Freight rolling moving dollies, and it's holding the whole thing up off the ground there. So we're going to be attaching this board across the front, because the way that it's designed here, it is too narrow with these jacks or supports for it to easily slide the trailer underneath it, because the back of this trailer back here is every ounce of 1.5 inches too wide because of the way these jacks are. Now, the jacks are halfway in on both sides of the actual width of the camper. So we're going to be putting a board across, where we put the board across to support the weight. And how we're going to put it in, we're going to just use the jack in the back to get it rolled forward and onto the trailer made for it, the 68 frame. All right, now, so we've got some framing on it to support it. We're using a 2x4 and a 2x6 crossed against each other like that, and a whole bunch of these 3-inch torque screws. And don't worry, this piece of the metal here will be covered in paneling whenever we get the rest of the RV done. And that little window there will be out here in the front, and it just has to have enough space to get this thing underneath it and get the rear of that right there. I'm not going to show you that part because it's going to be a little dangerous, and I'm going to be hooking it up to the tractor and pulling it, using the tractor to maneuver it underneath. So when we get it on, I'll pull it out there in the front and give you that picture, and then we'll go to that next video that'll show it mounted there and the layout and the drafting of what we're going to build out of this really cool old camper. All right, guys.